I'm not crying. It's just the pollen count in the UK right now. It's so high.
Everything's gonna be okay.
How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Luke's Reviews, and on today's video, I will be reviewing the fourth chapter in the Toy Story series, that is Toy Story 4. This time it is directed by newcomer Josh Cooley, and you get the returning voices of Tom Hanks and Tim Allen, as well as a couple new voices such as Tony Hale as Forky, Keanu Reeves as Duke Kaboom, and you also get Key and Peele voicing these two new stuffed carnival toys. The trailers have kept a lot of things hidden in regards to plot details, so I'll keep my overview of the story as spoiler-free as possible. So as Toy Story 3 left us, Woody and the gang now belong to Bonnie. And on her first day of kindergarten, Bonnie makes a toy out of a spork, some pipe cleaners, a couple googly eyes, and a stick, and calls him Forky. Bonnie and the gang then all go on a road trip, but Forky is experiencing an existential crisis, and so he runs away, causing Woody to chase after him and eventually lead him to bump into old flame Bo Peep. Now, it should come as no surprise, going into Toy Story 4, I feel like myself and everyone that was going to see this film was incredibly nervous, because Toy Story 3, it was the perfect conclusion. It tied that trilogy together with the most beautiful bow. And so, I think everyone was feeling a collective sense of dread of, is this really needed? Are they going to butcher it by doing one entry too many? And so after seeing Toy Story 4, I can answer the question of, is Toy Story 4 needed? No.
No! God, please, no! No!
Of course it wasn't needed, but Toy Story 3 made like $1 bajillion when it came out in 2010, and so it kind of makes sense for Pixar to try and tread down this route potentially one last time and give it another go, just so they can earn that little bit extra buck. I mean, look, you can easily view Toy Story 3 as the final chapter for the Toy Story series, and the world will keep on spinning. However, whether it was needed or not, that doesn't stop Toy Story 4 from being bloody good.
Oh, thank God.
Come on, can you imagine if Disney made a less than stellar Toy Story film? I mean, there would be riots at the gates of Disney World. The best way to describe Toy Story 4 is more like a feature-length epilogue to this Toy Story story. It helps continue this narrative arc for just one last adventure, and also helps tie up a couple of loose ends. I mean, it's just wonderful to return to this world and actually spend time with these characters for probably one last time. I've got a bit of a confession. I've never actually seen any of the Toy Story films in cinemas. I wasn't born when the first one came out. I was only a year old when Toy Story 2 came out. And as for Toy Story 3, I think it was on holiday when it came out in cinemas, and I just missed the bus entirely, so I had to watch it when it came out on DVD. So for me to actually see a Toy Story film in cinemas, it just felt right. Obviously, Tom Hanks returns, and at this point, he is just synonymous with Woody. I can never hear his voice and not immediately think of Woody. And Hanks does such a fantastic job in this film, because for Woody, he goes through a lot of ups and downs in this film. It's not a smooth journey for him, and it's very much his film rather than sort of an ensemble piece and Woody and the gang. This is very much Woody's kind of standalone film, whereas the other toys that we know and love, such as Jessie, Bullseye, Buzz to an extent, Ham, Rex, the Potato Heads, they are very much in the background. They don't get a great deal of screen time. The focus is very much on Woody and how he's coping with this new chapter in his life, now that he's not Andy's toy and he's Bonnie's. Buzz is in the film and he's as gung-ho and hilarious as ever, but like I said, he's not as prominent as he has been in past films. He's very much a supporting player. Bo Peep is obviously back in action, and in this film, Bo is a badass. She's kind of taken on a role where she's kind of a rogue toy, helping lost or broken toys and getting them back into the world, which I thought was a really cool twist. And it takes a character that we initially just viewed as a simple love interest for Woody and expands upon her a little bit more. Like I said, the original toys are kind of pushed to the background for most of this film, but that does mean that we get a whole host of new toys, and all of them are just so impressive. Forky is an absolute scene stealer, and Tony Hale does a fantastic job at bringing this character, a character that you wouldn't really presume is a toy, and yet Pixar do a fantastic job at just bringing the extraordinary out of the ordinary to life, and he's just such such a joyous character to watch. Duke Kaboom, the Canadian stuntman voiced by Keanu Reeves, even has his own arc as he's kind of combating his own sense of failure. Key and Peele as the stuffed carnival animals, they suit this world to a T. Their humour works so much. Even Christina Hendricks, who voices Gabby Gabby, which is about as close as this film gets to an antagonist, even though you kind of get her motivations. They're fairly complex and understandable. Even all these new characters just fit into this world so easily. And it should come as no surprise when I say that the animation in Toy Story 4 is stunning. I sound like a broken record every time I talk about Pixar and their animation, but the level of detail they're able to bring to this world and the characters, there's a close-up of Buzz, and you can just see on the side of his wings just little scratches. It's completely unnecessary to the context of the film, but it just adds so much to this world. Once again, we get Randy Newman scoring the film, and his themes are so fantastic. And when You've Got a Friend in Me kicks in, look, I can flat out say there are numerous points in this film where, oh, Pixar, you get me, man. Oh, yeah, the tissues are out for this film. There was a lot of weeping. A lot of a 21-year-old man just silently weeping. The story has its fair share of twists and turns, and the actual central crux of the story is about toys and their sense of belonging. Where do they fit into this complicated world? Which, if you kind of think about it, when you have a kid who has grown up with this film series, that has gone on from having a childlike sense of wonder to now trying to find their place in this world, it fits parallel to just general adolescence. Toys are trying to find their place in this world. Me, I'm trying to find mine. They Pixar know their audience, and they are playing that to a T. For the most part, it keeps things light and breezy, a lot of energy, a lot of humour that I think kids are going to absolutely fall in love with. Like I said, Forky is going to be the hottest toy of the summer, and he's a spork with googly eyes on. But as we get into the final 10 minutes of the film or so, that's when Pixar do their trademark
Kalima! Kalima! Kalima!
and they just decide to rip your heart out of your chest and just tear it into a million little pieces. It hit me. It hit me really, really hard. Not just because of the subject matter of what the film was addressing, but of knowing that this is now the end. This is the final ever time we're really ever going to see Woody and the gang grace our cinema screens. But even though I don't think it's as emotional of a gut punch that the end of Toy Story 3 was, it brings together the story told throughout all of these 4 films to just such a pleasing conclusion. Toy Story 4 does feel more like a feature-length epilogue rather than the complete final chapter, but that doesn't detract from the utter joy I felt spending time with these characters. For me, it feels like I'm playing with toys that I remember playing with as a kid, and now that I'm older, I'm remembering those good times. Sure, it's manipulating my nostalgia, but I guess I enjoy being emotionally manipulated. Wait a second. Overall, I'm going to give Toy Story 4 a 9 out of 10. So anyway, guys, those are my thoughts on Toy Story 4. If you've seen the film already, let me know what you thought in the comments below, as well as who is your favourite member of the Toy Story gang. When I was younger, mine always used to be Buzz Lightyear, but as I've kind of grown older and I've rewatched the films again, I just empathise a lot more with Mr. Potato Head and his sort of sense of sarcasm. I'm also so excited to announce that I will be launching a brand new series on this channel in which I take sort of franchise series films like this and I rank them from my least favourite to my most favourite. I'm going to be putting one up over the next few days for Toy Story, in which I rank all 4 of the Toy Story films, and I cannot wait to share that with you guys. So if you have enjoyed this video, please hit that like button and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. We're getting really close to 200 subscribers now. I've set a goal, I want to get to 200 by about August, so if you haven't, please click that subscribe button and also click that bell so you get all the notifications for when I upload a video. All the links to my social media accounts are in the description below. Many thanks for watching, guys, and I shall see you in the next video.